Welcome to the Ogles channel. Thanks for watching today. And let's talk about an upcoming game called Airoheart. It's coming out on pretty much all systems on September 30th. Now, this game here is, if the best way to describe it, is a Zelda ripoff. I mean, there's no denying when you watch the trailers that it looks pretty much identical to A Link to the Past. The combat looks similar, the doorways, the stairways, the trees, or the little bushes that you can pick up and throw. I mean, it is basically A Link to the Past 2. But I'm not against companies, paying homage to their favorite games and creating a similar game. I mean, some of the greatest games of all time came out of that. I mean, look at Stardew Valley. People adore that game more than pretty much any of the Harvest Moon games, and it was a homage to Harvest Moon. So homage doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing when it comes to that. And even the official website about Airoheart, they acknowledge that it's a homage to the 16-bit games like Legend of Zelda and even Final Fantasy. It says, Airoheart is an ode to the deep and emotional storytelling of the Final Fantasy series, while also adopting the style and charm of the early classics from the Legend of Zelda series. Its graphical art style and music are heavily inspired by such franchises, with the core gameplay elements closely resembling that of A Link to the Past. So it's obvious that they know what they're pulling from. They're pulling from A Link to the Past, other 16-bit games of that era, and in particular they also mentioned Final Fantasy, which is interesting to me because as much as I love Legend of Zelda, the Final Fantasy stories are much more in-depth emotional tales than the Legend of Zelda stories are. And so that idea that they're going to try to craft something that they're comparing to Final Fantasy, especially the 16-bit era Final Fantasy, that's pretty lofty of them. But I mean, if you look on their actual webpage, they tell you what the tale is going to be, and hey, it seems like it might actually live up to some of that goal. It says the following: an emotional tale. Ingar is a diverse continent on the cusp of war and factional strife. However, when Airoheart is unwittingly hurled into a much darker and sinister plot that could end the decimation and enslavement of all life, a dire situation involving centuries of history and family tragedy push Airoheart to confront his greatest fears and test the strength of his heart and even his very moral fiber. A story of betrayal, mystery, and redemption. So right there, we know the game is going to have a much deeper story than most Zelda games, and definitely more along the lines of the Final Fantasy games. So it's almost like we're combining Zelda and Final Fantasy together, sort of like Secret of Mana did to a degree, but possibly a little more along the style anyway of Zelda. Now, one thing that seems to separate it a little bit further from the Zelda games and the Final Fantasy games is the idea that Airoheart claims to be a completely open world game, or at least open world game, because they say on the website the following: Airoheart features a huge new open world of extremes to explore, teeming with life, characters, and dangerous creatures. Now, when I read that, I like to think it's gonna be like current generation open world, but it doesn't explicitly say that. It could mean like open world as far as like how The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past sort of let you go where you wanted to, barring having certain items and things like that. They do attempt on the website to explain what they mean by huge open world, and they said the following: Airoheart is being developed in Unreal Engine 4, giving us the ability to streamline the creation of huge open world via its integrated paper 2D systems and create sophisticated level via its powerful tile map editor. And I'm not going to pretend like I know what all of that means, but it doesn't exactly or explicitly say that it's going to be a, choose whichever path you want to go to right out of the gate. Like Elden Ring or something like that. And so I'm not sure how much of it's open world versus just simply having a massive world to explore, like A Link to the Past. And they also give you the opportunity on their website to listen to some of the music from the game, and I'm not going to lie, the music is pretty top notch. It fits the 16-bit scene perfectly, and I really like the music that the game is offering thus far. So like I said, Airoheart is coming out on September 30th, so this fall we can look forward to this game. It looks 100% down my alley. I love the old Zelda games. I love the Final Fantasy storytelling. Combining those two together with a potential open world at the same time, I mean, this game looks like it could be a massive 16-bit adventure game, and hey, I'm here for it. I'm excited for it, and knowing it's coming to all systems as well, I mean, I'll probably pick it up on the Switch because it seems to fit that style better, but I do play a lot of games on the PS5, so I might go that direction. Just who knows? But what do you guys think? Are you planning on picking up Airoheart when it comes out? Do you think it's a little too close to the Zelda style? Do you think it has enough differences to be its own game? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, go out there, find a great game to play. Just simply have a great rest of the day.